cool thing about Fnatic is actually that even when JW takes a risk and it doesn't pay off, the rest of the team still plays well enough that it doesn't have to be like a fatal flaw, basically. They can still make up for it. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out. We're ready for it, so welcome to the show here. This is the Fragbite Masters LAN, so I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. It's going to be all day. We have 3 best-of-3 games coming up for you guys, so stay tuned and enjoy right here. And definitely invite your friends, because this is a good way to spend the weekend. And already, it's actually going to be a push into apartments here. This could get a little bit tricky for the CT side, because these Glocks are really close range. They just have a lot more bullets, but it's the C-set 75 Crims coming out big. JW is going to go down. Good return from Dupree, and Pronax is going to fall back, which is a smart move at this point.
Yeah, he's got to be worried about it. He hears them up in the apartments right now on balcony, but Fetish comes in through mid and flanks him. Pronax gets caught in the pincer, and Dignitas, they walked into the blender, but now it's into a 2-on-2. Only problem here is that the bomb got dropped out in the middle of nowhere. Sipnix is blocked into the pit. The other man, Fetish, is on the site, but they're cut up. Olofmeister's holding them off that bomb.
Now there you have a pretty big health advantage right here. Fetish already doing a good job getting the bomb down, which is definitely important, but Fnatic should be able to make their way back into this one. They're already at the bomb site. The smoke's going to fade any second, so now they have a really good shot of retaking it. I think Dignitas is going to have to play some pretty sick mind games, and maybe Fetish is already on spot. Actually going up to apartments, I'm not sure I agree with this. I'd rather have him rotate back around. He's not in a good position right now.
Exactly. The bomb, they could actually get on this bomb without having to worry about Fetish stopping it. Look at this. It's all the way in the back corner. He can't even get down here fast enough to put a stop to this defuse. Yeah. Sipnix is now stuck in the pit. He never actually got out of it. And now Fnatic, they do manage to hold despite the bumpy mid-round there.
Yeah, good retake from Fnatic. Solid play, no doubt about it. They had the kit. They were already at the bomb site when the bomb went down. That's such a big difference. They didn't have to run from the B bomb site once it went down, so they had plenty of time. I feel like that move from Fetish would have made a lot more sense if they had done the standard plan, where people come towards safe plant towards pit. That particular situation, I kind of would have rather seen him actually try and rotate around Archway to see if he could have like backstabbed somebody. But they had very little time to make that decision. Now we're back into the second round here, and no surprise, Fnatic buying up with all sorts of things, including actually the Mag 7 on JW. So he's not necessarily even in a hurry to pick up that AWP if he needs it, but they're still going to give him good money if he can land some kills with it.
He's an artist with that shotgun, Anders, right? You know, it's like AWP, whatever you put in his hands, he's going to get kills. But with the Swag 7, you get $900 per frag with this as well. So you have a real opportunity to get some sick money.
And he's named his Mag 7 bank of Fnatic, I'm just noticing. So he knows what's up as well.
I feel like that goes all the way back to like that time we watched him play Nuke, where he just manhandled the entire team single-handedly, just holding it squeak door with that swag, and then never actually let it go the entire half. So, I mean, Fnatic, well, JW in particular, knows what he's about with this. Pronax is going to be watching up in the apartments here, however.
Fetish has one flashbang. This is Dignitas' way of saying we're just gonna sink like $200 into a grenade this round, see if it works. A couple of pistols, maybe we can get in and get the bomb down. It'll all be worth it. Olofmeister trying to deny them that access, and actually the bomb drops right there. And Crims picks up a second kill with the USPS, and Device he's all the way over at the other bomb site. At this point, you kind of wish he had the bomb to run in, but I think Dignitas, they had to try something. I'm not opposed to what they did. Just Fnatic handled it really well.
I mean, you saw that team play between Crims and Olofmeister. Of course, comes all the way back from like LGB when they do manage to just cut that to keep that crossfire going. You have Olofmeister holding from CT, and he's just calling to Crims saying a guy got back into yellow. He doesn't go and run after him and take the risk. He just lets Crims, you know, close that angle and make sure that he's protected. Somehow JW gets caught by Device though in underpass, and that's a bit of an error. 7 seconds left, and Device is going to be able to make it away with this shotgun.
Yeah, but is that a good thing? Because now Device is actually in a bit of a weird position because he doesn't get any bonus for actually surviving this round. So he has to make something of this next round. All he did was take a relatively cheap weapon away from JW, which he's not going to be too, he's not going to be too sad about that. I'm actually a little bit curious about this situation.
Well, he's got the shotgun now. I mean, what he can do is try and play banana with it, or up in apartments. I mean, he can be effective in apartments as well with those close angles. But yeah, they blind because they got that bomb plant in the first round, right? So Device, he doesn't get the bonus money, but he still has enough money for full nades and Kevlar. So it's not the end of the world here.
Yeah, but he could have had full nades and AK instead. So he kind of, like, surviving that round kind of exchanges the AK for the Mag 7, which is definitely, I would say, not the ideal situation. But we're going to the third round anyway to see if Dignitas can make it back. I would say Fnatic are quite heavily favored to win here on Inferno. This is definitely, I think they're the best Inferno team in the world right now, basically.
I think all the stats, everything, basically the play, they just look so difficult to deal with, especially on their CT side. Their CT side is damn near flawless, especially once JW starts rocking the AWP. He's got his CZ, so he's halfway there. But for now, at least, Dignitas has been smoked out in Banana. Crims actually with a bit of an aggressive smoke, kind of halfway. Not putting it at the bottom, but making sure that they can't get control of Car yet either. So this is going to make Dignitas have to worry a little bit longer about, getting control to set up for that B take if they want to.
Fnatic do get to clear the apartments, which is Which is definitely very important. This is actually what, oh, sorry, Dignitas too. One of the really hard things about playing with Fnatic, against Fnatic on this map, is the fact that they do play so varied. So they do actually go for apartments aggression some rounds. Other rounds, they're playing super defensively right now. So Dignitas are trying to get some sort of read on what's actually happening here. And if they end up going for this A push, which it kind of seems like, they could actually smoke off both JW and Flusher over here towards the archway. But they're going to be rushing right through this good opening kill. Trying to return here as Flusher. He gets the first one. Grenade out. Not going to kill anyone just yet. He does a tremendous amount of damage and even escapes. So it's actually all worth it at the end. And the backup forward. Look at the rotation time for Fnatic. They're so quick.
Oh, but that shot, that was a crucial shot there landed by 5 seconds left, and they're just barely going to get this bomb plant. Team Dignitas, they managed to pull it out. Now it's a 3-on-4 retake here for Fnatic. They're rotating in from B, covering through Arch, but Dignitas, they've taken a lot of damage, but still, they've actually managed to get onto this site, and that's going to force Fnatic to back off. Fnatic realize they don't want any of this. It's going to be too costly a round to try and get in there. That was, I mean, like the pistol, just a brawl, and somehow Team Dignitas come out ahead.
I mean, that was almost some Navi level timing with putting the bomb down at 5 seconds. That's very close to being too close, basically. If they didn't get that immediate frag in the pick, if he doesn't land that shot, things change quite a bit.
Exactly. And they were also tagged up. I was thinking this is going to be a slaughter. You know, Pronax holding in the pit in that angle with the Pro 90, he can mow them all down when they come around the corner, but dupreeh instant headshots them. So dupreeh pretty much gives Dignitas that round right there with that one shot. So now Dignitas, they're in the running. They've got that round on the board as their T side.
So now I'm curious. Obviously, the fact that Fnatic managed to save the 3 rifles means they have, you know, they can just basically buy for each other, and they'll have a fine round this time. So that's why they made that choice as well. Definitely a good idea from Fnatic's point of view. If they can make it just back over, they didn't have to be right back to them very soon.
They just need to pay to pace themselves. Sick nade on the slice here. Bottom banana, that's going to hurt. Down to 50 HP already. Pretty fair trade, in fact, because Olofmeister's already down to 40. So as far as the pokes are concerned right now, the footsies between these two teams is looking pretty tight. But this is a big round now for Fnatic. They could reset Team Dignitas' money if they were taking it here. This is all about basically Dignitas pacing themselves. And with a minute left on the clock, they still haven't really made up their minds as to where they want to go. Although the bomb is starting to make its way into banana.
Yeah, with Sipniks over in the apartments, a very traditional push coming in here to the bomb side. But the most common one, a lot of the teams refer to this as like the NIP variation of a B push, where one guy's over here. Sipniks has to stay alive, basically. If he dies too early, that is a big problem. And I think that's actually the reason why Flusher kind of wants to go over him. Definitely Fnatic can read what's going on. They already know that this is going to be a B push. Crims with a great angle, and Olofmeister doing work over Crims. He kills Olofmeister, and that is a big mistake here. Now it's a 2-on-4. Crims is going to go down right through the smoke. Fetish just a little bit faster with that AK. If they can get the bomb down, they're going to secure a little bit more, and you can see Fetish is already trying to do that. That team kill could go back to haunt them.
Flusher was so close to stopping it. He does manage to spot Sipniks getting into oranges, though. But this is a man retake. This is a man advantage for Fnatic, and it's going to be a quick trade into a 1v1 now. JW walking up, spots out Sipniks, but Sipniks hits the headshot. And there you have it, Dignitas, a crucial round win for them there.
And that makes a really big difference. You get the bomb down, there's a team kill going on the counter-terrorist side. Yeah, Fnatic are going to be a little bit frustrated about that. Yeah.
You were thinking, I mean, yeah, exactly. You're thinking after this sort of situation here, the fact that he actually takes out Olofmeister, though, and that looked intentional. I wonder if Olofmeister said something to Joey before the match started.
He just heard the gunfire, and he's like, I don't need to see anything. I can just shoot right through the smoke, and he was right. It's dead on. But the wrong target.
Yeah, that's actually going to force a round of eco now out of Fnatic. This is a bit of a bumpy start here for the Swedes, especially after all the praise we've given them here. We're going to have to see if they can bounce back in the next buy round for themselves. Or curious what JW's money is looking like, because he's gone up to a CZ right now. So that is still $500 spent on his side. I'm still waiting to see when they're going to be able to bust out the AWP here, or if this start is really just going to actually take that tool away from Fnatic really long.
Sipniks winning that fight, but JW with a great return takes down dupreeh and Sipniks both with that CZ 75. Now the rest of Dignitas are making a smart choice right now getting in here, because actually there were 2 people holding the top of banana. They fell away as soon as apartments started being under attack, so it's definitely a good choice here for Dignitas to get in when they can. They are very low on health, and actually Fnatic could legitimately win this round back, which would be such an upset for Dignitas. They fought pretty hard to get these 2 rounds.
And JW's got an AK now. He's going to be coming through banana. Flusha stops Fetish, and that's going to be a free AWP for JW. There is no way Device is going to get completely overwhelmed on this site, and Fnatic, after that last round, they win an eco round and get a bunch of free rifles. Flusha's got the AWP for JW now.
the power of the C75 confirmed once again. Those 2 kills up in apartments making all the difference in the world. And I know for a fact that Dignitas were talking about this before the game got started, how much they really loathe that pistol because of the potential to turn it around like that.
Oh, I mean, just think, you know, Fetish, man, he was cornering devs left and right at Gamescom, telling them, you know, like, this needs to change. And, you know, we saw a price increase after Gamescom. It went up to 500, but this is still, you know, this is still the CZ, the realm. And JW's now got that combo, the infamous combo that he just makes work so well. And we're going to see if he can find a pick here to begin.
So I think you're right, though. Fnatic were going down a dangerous path just now, where they would have had so many rounds where JW maybe couldn't afford the AWP. So the fact that he can now, he got gifted it, makes a big difference. Flusher does go down. JW was hiding in the smoke for a while, and this is actually a pretty big comeback all on his own. Pronax has to stay alive here for quite a bit. If he goes down, that's a big issue. Sipmix won't get to backstab him. That's a nice reaction from Pronax, and that may even deny the bomb plant here, which would have been almost a certainty if Pronax dies.
They have to be careful, though. Cajun has that AWP now. And a rifle picked up on Fetish as well, so they do have some tools to do some damage here to Team Dignitas. And they've still got a minute on the clock as well, so they really can turn this into a waiting game and see if Fnatic get a little impatient and start peeking them. Cajun, if he can just hold this angle all he wants, and if they decide to come around that corner, they're going to be in for a rude surprise here, Fnatic.
Crim's falling back a little bit. The bomb is making its way back all the way through the T apartments here. Fetish is on a bit of a hike to try and see if he can maybe get it in there somewhere. I like the fact that Cajun is just holding these angles, hoping that someone from Fnatic is going to come and peek. But Fnatic are actually playing this really well, just staying safe like this. And the cool thing is Crims has a Molotov, so once the smoke disappears over here, if he sticks around, which he definitely should, no one's seen the bomb. This is actually a bit of a mistake on Crims' part, because that Molotov can definitely save them the round right then and there. And
they're going to hear him if he decides to run up Speedway again. Fetish is now onto this site. This is a master call here, a master play coming out from Fetish. He's going to be able to get up here and get a bomb plant. And Cajun can now pick off Crims, who's going to be out in the open. There you go. Cajun brings it back into a 2-on-2. And Fnatic now realize they've been duped. They have to go over to the B site and run across, waste valuable time just getting across this map. And now they know there's an AWP on the other side waiting for him.
He's already got the triple. He's actually going to look away from Banana, but this could be such a big opening. He hears Pronax running up, and he's scoped up. Can it be a quad kill? He misses the flick, and he's going to go down, leaving it up to Fetish. And not that much time has passed. They still have a little bit of time to get in here and defuse. Someone's already on it. Fetish is walking in, and he's going to go down. Nice save from Pronax at the end, getting the 2 last kills there. A big opening from Dignitas. They almost threw that away, Fnatic. And Crim's actually rotating out was definitely a mistake.
Yeah, that was a big call there. Basically, Cajun, I think, took a shot over there on the A side, and that probably drew Crims back over to that A site. Pronax probably would have made the call to be like, okay, they are going to be over here, which definitely came back to hurt them, but they still managed to recover somewhat. Just way too good an eco round coming out from Dignitas. It's like back-to-back eco rounds. If Dignitas won an eco round right, you know, coming right back at Fnatic after their eco win, that would have been a huge slap in the face for the Swedes. Oh, what a shot from JW, though. There you go. Fetish is out of the picture now, and the entry frag goes Fnatic's way. So this is going to be a big round now for them. They could be able to just shut this down.
Yeah, and you actually saw that Dignitas were trying to predict JW's movement a little bit because they did the double grenade down the middle. So they are definitely aware that JW likes playing that position aggressively. Now, the big problem is that apart from just being light and fast, he's also very mobile. So, yeah, he could be middle, but he could be apartments, he could even be the B-bomb side. That's kind of one of the issues we see. Once JW really gets, you know, cut loose, you unleash the JW, he's all over the map, and it's really hard to guess.
It feels like him in particular, man, he's really evolved his play as well, because it used to be, you know, he was a little bit predictable with his movement on this map in particular. You know, he'd always go up into A apartments and take that peek second mid, or he'd try and peek into T apps, right? You could really try and figure out exactly where he was going to be and play against that, but now it seems like JW at least has changed up his game, and there you go. Versus 3, and he's still alive. He's got the AWP, and he's going to get a final shot as well. JW, a triple kill in the round. Like, he's the one-man army running up short versus that combo, the AWP CZ. It's so strong in his hands.
Really, really hard to deal with, and I mean, we'll have to see if Dignitas can come up with a better, you know, approach next time. This time, actually, they did throw a smoke from second mid that landed towards Archway. So if that had been JW's position, maybe they could have managed to smoke him off, and it would have been slightly different. But they guessed the wrong angle. Now they're back to pistols here, including a deagle on Cajun, which is always fun. This is not really out of control yet. It's probably about to be 6-2 here, unless Dignitas come up with something really cool. But they can still easily make it back from that. They're going to run right into the meat grinder here as Crims and Olofmeister just easily gang up and get those eco round frags. So that's pretty common, I would say.
Yeah, gotta pad the stats, man. Gotta pad the stats. Can't let JW get all the fun, right? You know,
exactly.
That's the thing. We need some positives over here on Fnatic's side. Olofmeister knows. So we'll see. I mean, Olafmeister as well has been doing a lot of work for Fnatic. Seems like he's been underrated recently as well. You know, like, oh, he's not getting that many frags, but then after the past couple of events, he's really shown up for Fnatic. So it's good to see that Olafmeister is starting to find his place as well. But Dignitas now, they have that buy round, full buy round for them as well, all the nades. So this is where it starts to get really interesting because now, you know, we're getting into that mid-round period, and well, JW's just going to kill Fetish again.
Yeah, that smoke wasn't covering everything, so you could just spot the edge of it. Definitely a little bit annoying for Dignitas keep on just losing these entry frags to the same guy. But we'll see. This time it's 4 people at A, 1 person at B. Pretty common stuff as well. Krims has his Molotov and his smoke, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone from Archway is going to smoke up for him. And yeah, actually, I think we just, yeah, that's the smoke. You can see the arc right there. So someone helping him out with smoking, so he doesn't have to use his own smokes and grenades, and buying more time. Pretty common stuff as well here for Fnatic, but they're very good at doing the basics as well. Now, rushing up the middle, actually, right now, it's going to be Flusher walking into everything, and I think he's going to maybe find a good timing, unless somehow Sipnix is going to come up from the underpass here. He's definitely very curious. He's walking up behind. He's been spotted. Cajun turns around just at the right time. That makes a big difference.
Wondering if Sipnix was able to just barely spot out Flush's movement there, see the shadow, something that would have prompted Cajun to turn around to check their back. Because that is not common. Flusha pushing all the way down mid like that. It's definitely a Flusha play. And this time it doesn't pan out. But we're still into a 4-on-4 situation here. And the nades are starting to get used by Krims. He's got that incendiary down. But there's only 20 seconds left here for Fnatic to act. They really don't have the time right now.
Yeah, another incendiary goes off here from Olafmeister. Now they're trying to get in, but Krim's already taken down one. Dupree's kind of low on health as well, and this is a 3-on-4. They've got to get these entry frags, and they are actually going to make it into a 2-on-2 with 8 seconds left now. They're going to go for the bomb plant. Dupree and Device, definitely two of the heavy hitters here on Dignitas. They have to pull out like this clutch, otherwise it's not going to work out at all. JW, close range here. He's going to headshot Device. Overkill, but it does the job, and now the AK on Dupree here. 1-on-2, he's hiding in not a very good spot. They have a Molotov as well here. Pronax can actually, as soon as JW sees this, Dupree now, the Molotov could come in from Pronax. Is he brave enough? He's just got the rifle picked up here. Dupree's going to come out. He goes down, and Pronax will save his team at the very edge once again. It's a good retake from Fnatic after all.
Oh, yeah, once they got that information. But more importantly, it's Pronax winning that 1v1 versus Dupree. That is a situation that Dupree really should be able to lock down there for Dignitas. I think he's going to get a little frustrated with himself after that.
Yeah, well, I mean, hiding in that particular spot is just...
It's awkward, yeah.
It's a really, really awkward spot. I can't think of very many positions. If you had like 2 people, and like if it was like a 3-on-3, and one of them is in new box, one of them in dark, maybe you can justify hiding in that area. But even then, actually, a lot of people won't be able to help you. It's like you can't help anyone else, and not very many people can help you from that position.
And you can get, exactly, I think the big thing is you're standing in a box. You can get boxed in there. Nice nade there, the Krims. Takes 1 point of damage. I'm proud. I'm impressed. That is still something that's a round basically that Dignitas are going to have to shake off here, because that was way too close. And they realize that they are coming so very close to picking up these rounds. So they're not giving up heart. They're not just getting stomped out. They definitely have a shot here.
Nice grenade and Molotov there, actually forcing Krims back, so they regain control of top banana. They're also still pretty set on this idea about clearing out apartments, which has worked out all right. But then we see a new position here from JW. You know, up in apartments, been playing middle a little bit previously, just keeping the Danish team guessing quite a bit. And at this point, 7-2. Now is where things actually need to get in and get a third round in. Somehow they get the entry frag. Dupree with a great opening. That's big.
Yeah, that's huge. They just barely saw JW before that smoke went up. JW he shot down the middle of them as well. So a bit awkward there, but it looks like they're going to go for a push on B side, try to bring it back, and it's not working. Device and Cajun B will get both frags. Olafmeister here, however, to plug the gap basically and buy a little bit more time. But now Dignitas, they know they can rotate back over to A side. They know that only one guy is here to hold for Fnatic, and it's going to be Pronax up in the apartments catching Sipnix out. But still, advantage Dignitas.
Yeah, but they've just lost 2 players without any chance of a refract. They've basically just, finally they do get Pronax down, and Olafmeister's going to fall as well. That one's actually a little bit tricky for Dignitas, because if you're in a 5-on-2, you actually want to group up and just all take a bomb site instead of losing players like single-handedly left and right, which is what they were doing. If Pronax and Olafmeister had been even more patient than they were right there, could have been a little bit tricky. But go around from Dignitas, they ended up finishing it, and actually it was, I mean, that entry frag on JW just makes such a big difference, but he still has money for the AWP, and that's a big deal.
Exactly. Well, after all those rounds, you should hope. I mean, definitely been close rounds, but they have been able to hold on to that AWP a couple rounds as well, especially when they were losing him. So Fnatic should have the money here. JW's going to try and force it, and he's going to get caught out down to 14 HP. So that was a bit too close for comfort there, and he's going to have to play a little bit more passively.
The money on Fnatic, I'm wondering what that's like at the moment. It can't be too good. It could actually be that if they lose this round, Fnatic, they're gonna maybe have to eco. At which point it'll be very interesting. Then Dignitas have a really good half on their hands here. If they can get 5 rounds on this first half, I think Dignitas are going to be in a pretty good spot.
Absolutely, and they are spotting out Pronax spots movement and Boiler now, so they do have an idea of what Dignitas are going for. Flusha already positioned on Arch, but Pronax probably used one of his pop flash. No, he got flashed into apartments. He picks up the frag there. JW is going to find one on short, and this is now shaping up to be a Fnatic round. It's down to Fetish in a 1v5. He gets the parting shot on Pronax, but instantly gets taken out by the Wonder Child. JW, that is, and there you have it. Fnatic, man, they just don't seem to get flustered at all. They'll lose a round, and then they just come right back into it, make the necessary adjustments, and obliterate Dignitas.
Yeah, which is what we really expected. And like we said, they are probably the best team in the world right now playing on Inferno. So I'd be surprised. I'd definitely be surprised if they aren't going to be this good, basically. And they don't look all that, excited. There's not a lot of high-fiving going on. It's kind of the standard Fnatic, pretty relaxed. Dignitas, on the other hand, they're back on eco, so that's not cool.
Not sure if JW landed that shot or not. That was a full flash, though, so a bit scary there for him. Wondering he's going to put some shots down, but this is definitely an eco round here from Dignitas, and Fnatic now know that this is going to be an eco situation. Spot the 3 out, who's trying to find something in apartments, but it's going to be the straight rush here. Dignitas is trying to get up through short, but there's already Flusha there to shut them down. They're basically feeding frags to him. Overlapping defense with Olofmeister here as well, who dropped the bomb.
It's just one of those rounds where, as someone wielding a pistol, you kind of wish you could find someone up in apartments. When you can't, when Fnatic are playing more defensively, it's all it's down. So they did get 2 kills. So actually, a pretty successful eco round from them. They're gonna be pleased about that. Yeah. But it still doesn't change the fact that right now, with just a couple of rounds on the Dignitas side, it's just not quite enough. They simply need more, I think. Even though traditionally speaking, Dignitas are a really good CT-sided team, I don't think 3 rounds is quite enough. I think 4 is even pushing it. I wouldn't rule out like an 11-4 comeback, but it's going to be rough.
It's rough, especially versus Fnatic. Pronax, man, he's not going to be afraid to use strats here on this map and just basically try and get those last rounds in. If the gap is so low, he's probably just going to try and throw everything he has at Dignitas just to close out this first map, because this is a crucial win here. Fnatic, they need this map desperately.
Oh, good return kills coming up, but they're just trading back and forth as Flusha actually picks up a good double kill here. Now they are in a position to get the bomb down, and they can pick up Flusha. Actually, Sipnix, if he had peeked a little bit further, that would have been a really good opportunity. The bomb is down here. We'll have to see. They're all rotating through Archway as Flusha gets a 3rd kill and picks up Sipnix, leaving it down to Dupree. He's going to try and grenade out here. Flusha comes in, and it's a quad kill here for the Swedish player. Very nicely handled from Flusha.
Oh no, but Sipnix, did you see what happened? He got caught in that space on Car trying to get into pit. He literally got caught there, and Flusha was able to just catch him out in the open. That took way too long. That's always a risk as well, because it's just such a tight fit. You just have to crouch and slowly walk in, and then you drop into the pit. But Sipnix gets caught out in the open. Flusha gets that free kill, and then it's a 3-on-1 retake for Fnatic. And from that point forward, there should be no losing it.
And I actually think if Sipnix had peeked all the way out and looked all the way over to Archway into the beginning, I think Flusha would have been in an awful position to try and fight Sipnix. So,
exposed.
Yeah. It's the 14th round, and actually Dignitas, they make a really big choice here. They're actually saying to us right now, we want that 5th round as well, and they're going to go for it with Galil's and C-set 75. So this is very, very interesting. If they lose this round, it's going to be 12-3 basically. So a really big risk here. We'll see if it's going to pay off or not.
They realize they have to go for something like this, basically. They're running out of time. They realize they have to try and up the pressure on Fnatic. Fnatic seem to be keeping their cool, however, and the smoke should be clearing any second, and they've got the firing line up here. Top Fnatic, 3 players at the top of B. Pronax is going to pick up the first one on KGB, and they're actually just going to rush down, take this fight straight up Fnatic. This is a statement from them, basically saying, Dignitas, you have no business trying to have anything go in this round.
Device so low on health here. 1 grenade would do it. In the middle, though, it's going to be JW actually picked up. Now, the problem is they only now actually... And Device is going to burn to death there. So it's going to be Sipnix now into a 1-on-2. And the bomb, he's going to have to go and pick it up, basically. And I'm not sure how he's going to make it out of this. Flusha just taking him down right through. That's Pronax with the triple kill. And Fnatic, they managed to shut it down.
Oh man, that was exactly Fnatic's just keeping their cool. They've been going for this more and more as well. This 3-man stack at top, and they'll only show 2. So basically they leave Olofmeister lagging behind a little bit. He's their security. He's there to make sure if the front line falls apart, he's there to mop up the rest. But that worked so well for Fnatic. Those 3 kills so rapidly there in Banana, they just caught Dignitas out, and now Dignitas have to go for another 4th here in the 15th round of the half. They desperately need this 4th round.
They actually have more money than I thought, so this is pretty well calculated from Dignitas. I actually thought that was like more of an all-in, but I didn't check the scoreboard, so we don't have control over that. Yeah, 3 smokes, 1 Molotov, it can definitely work. A fourth round here would be a really big difference.
It's going to be necessary. They really need it. I think...
What are they going to do? You kind of sell it Fetish. He has the smoke. He kind of wants to set up here in the middle. This is like a really good... You can throw like a bunch of smoke in a second, basically. And they've already made some noise over at Banana, and actually... Cajun with the opening kill on Flusher obviously is a big deal. That could actually change a lot what Dignitas want to do, the fact that they get that opening kill. Because I think they were maybe thinking about an A push. We would have been kind of horrendous considering there are 3 people there. Now they get the pick off, they might try and rotate back to B instead.
I mean, they're basically, Fnatic don't even know what's happening yet. They're kind of caught between rotating. They're actually spreading out to make sure that they can go either way very quickly here. They've already put Olofmeister back in CT, and then they've rotated JW back around towards Arch, so he can go either way as well. This is Fnatic just trying to cover all their bases at this point. Because Dignitas, they have that man advantage. But the thing is that time is running out for Dignitas. 25 seconds left behind this incendiary, and Device is just going to have to go. He has to get out here fast.
Yeah, smoke's raining in from the remaining Dignitas members. They need this entry. Fact, Sipnix, that's already a bomb site, but this is all a diversion. Actually, they may have faked themselves out here. Dignitas, Crimson's going to walk right through. Cajun will take him down. The fake actually works. They managed to sort of lure Crims out into the open and take him down, and now the fight is going to go in favor of Cajun B here as Olof goes down, and Dignitas do win the last round. That was a very, very well played mind game. And it's, you know, we saw earlier in the half when they actually tried to pull a similar strat where they had just one person in apartments, and it didn't work out quite as well. This time they had 2 over there, and just much more successful. So pretty well done.
It's multiple layers to that as well, because they put Device in alone and they don't show the bomb at B. So Device could be that one man lurking, the counter nip, right? The other side, the other way around. And Fnatic totally buy that. They're like, okay, we killed the guy who was lurking on B. Now I have to rotate A and we'll shut him down there. Nope. It's the double bluff coming out from Dignitas, and it works marvelously. Now Dignitas on their CT side, not wasting any time at all. We're getting into the second half pistol. And it goes without saying, this is crucial. And Sipnix getting shot to the face already is not going to help things here for the Danes.
No, that's super annoying. They actually used the smoke a bit early there, just to try and get Sipnix out alive, and then he still ends up on 7 health. So that's definitely going to be annoying. This pistol round, if any kind of comeback has to happen, obviously it's going to start with this. Fetish holding here with the C-set 75, but there's a bunch of people coming in. I don't think they're going to go in naked. They're probably going to flash their way over, and they already spotted out Fetish. He's going to have to fall back now. Sipnix does have a smoke, and if he puts it up, I don't think Fnatic are going to respect it. They're probably going to go anyway. Because in pistol rounds, you can actually do that a little bit more safely than you can in other rounds.
Yeah, what's worrisome is the CZ on the other side of this smoke. If it's a regular pistol, sure, but the CZ can murder people. This is definitely going to be the push coming in here from Fnatic. Sipnix will pick up the first frag, and he's alive in that orange position. Fetish is going to come rushing through, and there you go, that crossfire setup. Eventually, Sipnix is going to get taken out, but Device has picked up Olofmeister as well on the other side of the map, and it's a 2-on-3 hold now. JW, he's got the Fetish CZ, but this is it.
A lot of credit to Sipnix for staying alive and getting those 2 kills. That makes such a big difference. JW doing a little bit of a PK. He's already taken some damage. Crims is probably going to be the key man here into the construction area, and he's still waiting. Block in hand, they're trying to force their way through. They take down JW, that's a 3-on-1 here for Crims. But if ever there's a guy to do it, I mean, he's going to have to pick up an ace here to try and see if he can win this round. And Crims, he's just finding too many people, and Dupree will come in with the double. And is there enough time? There is enough time for the defuse. They did have a kit with them. So that's a very, very nicely handled round from especially Sipnix. I think if he doesn't get those kills, none of this really matters. So a glimmer of hope, maybe? Something
a glimmer. I mean, they pick up the pistol, right? CT side, and we're talking about how Dignitas, they are so very good on their CT side. In general, it's like the rule of thumb for Dignitas. For the longest time, they were the CT team. They could run it back from practically any scoreline and just have these incredible comebacks on their defense. Now we have to see if they're going to be capable of doing that once again versus Fnatic, who are definitely going to be fired up. They've got that plant, Fnatic, so we can expect a buy out of them in the next round.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool to see an almost identical strat from Fnatic here, which is the one flashbang and then a bunch of pistols, basically. So that's kind of cool to see that they're also willing to invest just a little bit into these rounds, see if they can make it work. Olofmeister doesn't actually spot Dupree then up by the graveyard, so that's an easy kill for Dupree.
Yeah, and you got to admire how Dignitas are holding this as well, with Olofmeister with that, or pardon me, Dupree with that position in graveyard. You know, so far back, it makes it very difficult for Fnatic to find the easy frags with the pistols, get up close, and just mow people down. That's not going to happen if Dignitas are holding ultra passive the way they are right now. Fetish is a bit exposed because it's a very common place to be holding from. He may get spotted out, but there we go. He does manage to spot the rush coming in.
Yeah, counter flash coming out. They need a little bit of backup here, though. The bomb does drop. Fetish with a good kill there from the FAMAS, and it's going to be Sipnix picking up the other 2 kills. So actually, this is one of the rounds where when Fnatic were on the CT side, they handle it roughly as well as this. I actually think maybe they lost 1 person, but apart from that, really well done from Dignitas. Nobody dying. Fnatic not too worried about it. This was just like a chance investment almost. You know, you've got to try and see if you can make it work, but at the end of the day, this is what it comes down to, and they're going to have to buy in this round, see if they can make it work. They did get the bomb plant, so I'm assuming AKs all around.
Yeah, AKs, limited nades, not the best nade count. I'm actually kind of curious to see if anybody took the hit with the Galil, but that's not the case. Crims does manage to actually put together a full buy on his side, probably due to those pistol round kills, but this is still going to be kind of touch and go here for Fnatic. I feel like they have to do a lot with the rifles, or at least make these nades count. Crims is already used up in HE, so...
Yeah, but they did bring Sipnix down to 31 with some combined rifle fire and grenade damage, so that's pretty decent. See if it's going to make a difference. Pretty defensive posture here from the Dignitas team, holding really far back. All the way in library here is Fetish trying to guess the angle. He's got to be really careful. He's going to go down, in fact. Flusher, who was jumping and can look over that. Sipnix going down, pretty much the perfect opening. And in fact, Dignitas should just fall back and try and save, which is exactly what they're doing. Just not worth it.
Exactly. They practically gifted Fnatic that round right there, going through. Fetish, you know, that second round of spray. Like the first one, yeah, okay, you can get away with that, right? You're running onto the site, and Fnatic may assume, okay, you just went onto the site, right? But that second shot, that was just taking it a bit too far there with Fetish. That was just overstepping it. And also, Sipnix, you have that M4A1, but you can see the rifle, the muzzle fire from the M4A1 through smoke like that as well. So not only is Crims jumping on the box, but that's practically a freebie there for Fnatic, especially when they have 3 rifles just waiting on the other side for just that opportunity. So Dignitas getting a little ahead of themselves with the B defense, probably assuming that they did a bit more damage early on than was the actual case.
So, I mean... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that really works out for Crimson and the rest of them right there. And obviously, once you actually jump to look over the smoke like that, you end up in a position where even if, you know, not just you can see obviously you can jump so you can see what's going on, but your teammates who are looking directly through the smoke, they can see it on the radar anyway. So everyone is going to be shooting through at you. Actually, just really well played from Fnatic. It was a really good entry, and Dignitas, they thought they could just get some lucky shots through, and they got kind of wrecked.
Yeah, it did not work out that way, right? So that's going to put a halt to things here for Dignitas, because now all of a sudden, you know, they need that perfect streak to start building up that buffer, building up that economy, and that's not happened here. Dignitas are going to have to spend everything they have here in this round to try and hold off Fnatic. So if Fnatic win this round, they put Dignitas in an impossible position. They could run away with this map right here. This is a huge round right here. This map could be decided right now.
Good grenade use early on here, though Fetish is probably going to take a lot of damage. Oh, triple grenade, and he's gone. That's a touchdown. Fnatic investing everything into that one. Perfectly timed. Fetish is not going to be excited about this at all. Sipnix now has to come up really big. He's actually at the edge of the smoke here. Pronak's going to try and find it, but Sipnix will take him down. Device wants to get in here. Might have heard JW running back into it. Still no bomb plant. The Valve's actually only just now making its way over here. Still got 50 seconds left. As Fnatic, they do try and swarm this bomb site. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, the quick rotation from Dignitas, though. They still have a man lurking. Dupree's over on the A side, but there are 3 members here for Dignitas trying to close in. These smokes are running out, but they finally get the bomb plant, Fnatic, and now they can try and get into these after plant positions to hold off the push that's going to be coming in from Dignitas. JW and Olofmeister, though, they could have a really nice crossfire. As soon as Olofmeister realizes nobody's going to be coming in from Banana, he can rotate back in to support his mate, although he does get smoked off here, and that's going to complicate things.
Yeah, Device getting the entry frag. Olofmeister with a great angle, sprays down. There's a 1, there's a 2. He's not going to get the third one. Cajun coming in with a great double, but it's not enough. Crims will make sure that Fnatic will win the round, and Dignitas now gonna have, well, I mean, at this point, there's actually a really big question. Do you want to eco? Do you want to try and put it all on winning this one? That triple grenade is very well calculated.
You know what that tells you? Pronax, the team, they've done their homework. They know what the likely spot is going to be. That's a risk where they just get up there, they clear out one position, and they're like, okay, 80% chance that Fetish is going to be holding in CT right now, and bam.
It's just one of the most common positions on that CT side. So, I mean, as soon as they clear top of Banana, there aren't that many places left for the CTs to hold. So, really, really well done.
Clever. Really nicely done there, yeah. And that's the kind of play that Fnatic are going to be trying to pull out here. Looks like Dignitas have elected to go for a half eco, basically, because they do go ahead and invest in CZs. That's still $500 a pop. So that is a bit of a buy there for Dignitas. But they need to, with that kind of money put into it, they need to do some damage here. They have to just basically try and get at least 2 to 3 kills in this round to make sure that Fnatic don't have out-of-control money on their own side.
They do check the ninja corner with the Molotov, which is also very cool. No one hiding there, but it's a nice detail. At this point, Fnatic just seem to have really good plans for getting entry frags. Like, more than running really level strats right now, they're just revolved around setting up a couple of neat tricks, like jumping over smokes, the triple grenade, just to get the entry frag. And once they have that, they don't stop. They just keep winning. So that's actually a really cool way of doing this. Unlike, you know, we could see, and Fnatic are definitely capable of doing this, like running really elaborate fakes, where you set up like set smokes, you put down smokes, and then you push according to the smokes you've put down. Fnatic are perfectly capable of doing this, but they haven't needed to do that yet. They are just getting the entries, and that's enough.
Exactly. What's really interesting is that they're working together with the nades and the rifles to get those entries. You know, they could very well just turn to JW and be like, okay, JW, here's an AWP, go find us a kill, and that'll create our opening, right? But Fnatic just showing that they've got some diversity to their game, and this is something that we've really known of them for quite some time. Pronax, he is the play master. Sipnic's running out of bullets. They're hunting him. Oh, Crims, do you want to play this game? Yeah. That was nicely done there by Sip, actually baiting Crims back. Look at that. Crims is just giggling to himself. He's like, yeah, okay, I know what you're about. I know what you're trying to do.
Excellent. Well, that is going to put us at a 14-6, I believe, scoreline. So quite a long ways to go for the Dignitas team. Be an impressive comeback if they can make it happen at this point in time. And it's obviously all on this one round here. JW has that AWP in hand, and we'll have to see how this is going to unfold. Could force Fnatic to play, well, not force them, but it could mean that they're just deciding to play a little bit slower this time, and maybe it's just a different method for Fnatic to try and get another entry frag.
They're deciding to change it up this time around, Dignitas as well, going for the smoke at bottom. Banana getting a bit more map control. They can assume that that's going to force Fnatic over into A, and now Olofmeister picking up that entry frag. He's going to give it up, however. Cajun B waiting on the balcony. He's going to catch him in the back, so they do bring it back to a 4-on-4, but Fnatic, they've done tremendous damage to Fetish already. They've got full gear. This is going to be incredibly difficult for Dignitas to hold off, and it's the only man here, Sipnix, who has to back off. Fetish is trying to rotate in quick, but Fnatic could they don't look like they're interested in slowing down here.
No, there is a smoke that Sipnix put up, so if they come through, it could still be dangerous, and now his teammates here as well. Fetish, but instant headshot. Fetish is going to go down as well, and Fnatic, they just make their way through, and they even make it look fairly easy. So again, not really super elaborate stuff going on right now, just simply the entry frags that Dignitas are giving up maybe a little bit too easily.
And it's incredible to see that it's Pronax who's picking these up. You know, okay, if it's Crims who takes point, he goes in there, JW, Flush, I mean, right, everybody, but it's Pronax who takes point, he gets in there and gets the double entry frag and basically gifts his team with that sight. It's sick to see the in-game leader actually step up his game like this. It feels like for quite some time now, Fnatic, you know, Pronax, everybody on this team has just been consistently hitting better shots. Yeah. So this is cool. I mean, it's so cool to see. Fnatic just look unstoppable.
What's interesting at this point is that Dignitas have actually lost all these entries because they've been playing very defensively. So I mean, it's a little bit too late now for Dignitas to make a big adjustment because they just don't have very much equipment, and they're also at map point here, or Fnatic is. But you kind of wish that maybe Dignitas had gone for a slightly more aggressive route earlier on, because I mean, maybe that would have thrown Fnatic off their game a little bit. At this point, Fnatic have just proven that if you play defensively, we'll get the entry frags.
We'll hunt you down. Like we will hunt you down. I mean, even with Dignitas, but that's the thing. That's what's crazy is that Dignitas, they take away Banana early on. That's going to force Fnatic towards the A site, and yet Olofmeister still manages to find the entry from A apartments onto that A site. So when it comes down to it, Dignitas need to hit those shots, and they're not doing it.
Yeah, but they could have been holding aggressive apartments, or they could have been taking all the way down to the bottom of Banana. But Dignitas every round here on the CT side they've been holding really, really far back. I think even at the middle right now is like the most aggressive they've been.
Well, we'll see how things shape up here. Fnatic, 15 rounds on the board. This is map point, the first one in this best of 3, and this is also lower bracket here, guys. So this is the map. This map is crucial because if you lose this best of 3, you are out of the tournament right there to start it off.
And actually, here we do see this is one of the planned stats from Fnatic. Probably going to smoke off towards the pit, which right now would be a really cool idea because Dupree's holding down there. So this could work perfectly. And here comes the smoke. Dupree, they probably already know what's up. He's going to be trying to flash his way out. He's going to stay inside. You can actually try and jump up really quick, but instead, Fnatic, they signal, yeah, we're going to do this pit strat, but instead we're going to rotate over to the B-bomb site where Sipnix is holding really close to the smoke here.
Oh, that's the perfect flash. That is the perfect flash to throw in that situation as well. Just, they're covering all the... Okay, well, we'll talk about that in a minute here, but Fnatic right now, they're going to be speeding up to this site. JW actually missing a shot. 2 shots on Speedway. Those should be easy for him. They are going to catch the last man out alive here. Device in CT spawn. But that flash from Crims was a thing of beauty. In case Sipnix is holding up close to the smoke like that, it covers all. If he's holding far back in yellow, if he's holding up close to the smoke, that flash will blind him, and that gives Fnatic the entry onto the site. And the round, the first map, goes to Fnatic.
There it is, 16-6. They just remain an incredibly strong team on this map. There's no other way to put it. So very, very well played.
They just seem a step ahead right now. This is a real pleasure to watch. Now the real thing is, are Dignitas, who are an excellent Mirage team, are they going to be able to bounce back in this second map? I think that's what everybody's going to be looking for here, because going into this,